Greetings. Good morning. I wanted to show you a bald eagle that's up in a tree right there in the middle of the view. That's a bald eagle out here at the point in Cherry Grove. I have a video I shot with the Nikon P900. I'm going to flip that around. Good to see y'all. Hey, on the thumbnail of the video is the eagle in the tree. And I've seen eagles sit up there for hours. Well, when I zoomed in on the eagle that day, about 9 years ago, he all of a sudden flew out into the ocean, out into the surf out there, and caught a fish and took it away for dinner. Now, when I was walking, all of a sudden I couldn't see, when I was walking this way, I couldn't see the eagle anymore. It was in the background of the tree, so it washed it out. So I couldn't see that. So I wanted to walk back and show it to you. Now, the sun is already above the horizon. However, there's clouds in the way here, so we can't see that just yet. North Carolina is about, a couple miles away or so. The tide is coming in for another 4.5 hours or so here at what's fondly referred to as the point in Cherry Grove, South Carolina. Right in the middle of the view, let's zoom in on the wedding dress. The couple looks like a photo op. I've seen weddings out here and memorials and all of that. Very interesting. What I'm going to do too is I'm going to link my link tree in the description, and then you'll be able to go to the different platforms that I'm on. I want to show you how that works out. So I'm going to zoom in on the eagle, and there he is in the middle of the view, right there. And when I walk just a little ways, look at that. Look at how he just vanishes right into the background. Fascinating. And that's where the sun will appear here later on in just a little bit. This is a Facebook live stream originally, and then it will be uploaded. I flip it around because sometimes my camera doesn't want to zoom out. The quickest way to zoom out is to flip the view. So we live on a stationary level Earth. That's geocentric biblical cosmology. We've got a pressurized atmosphere, indicating that the Bible also proclaims we have a structure above us, the firmament, as it's known. You can read about it in Genesis 1. And one of the things over the years, when I've pointed out some of the different actual conspiracies I've found, is that what does that matter? I'm all born again, and that maybe not, maybe never. I don't know. It's toughest on the people closest to us because, well, we've got a lot invested. I'm going to zoom in on the eagle again, show you as best I can. There he is. Now, maybe he or she will go flying when the sun makes the water real bright here. Could be. Not sure. The hydroscaping, or the tidal activity coming and going, rising and falling, causes there to be very interesting texture. Whether or not we have rain or wind affects all of this. How high the tide is or not affects how this all looks. So if you like nature videos, I've got them in my library too. as well as very controversial subjects, including free energy, abundant, clean, free energy. When I am out in the sunshine a lot and active, walking and that, I do not get as hungry. I will get thirsty and I'll sweat a lot, but that's all real healthy. It's all real good for me. I highly encourage it. Now I'm earthing or grounded on the earth. When I was bathing this morning, I've got a ground wire going into my composite bathtub. It's a non-conductive tub connected with non-conductive plumbing. So it's isolated from the negative electron benefits of the earth. So that ground wire that I've got going in there works really good. One of the most economical ways I've found to get ground wire is to get extension cords and just plug in the ground, clip off the other ones, isolate them so that you don't get electrocuted. And then if a storm comes up, I may just toss the wire out of if it's lightning, thunder and lightning, I will typically either get out of the tub or just toss the ground wire out of the tub. When I'm sleeping, I wear a bracelet that's plugged into the ground as well. Same wire. And the difference between getting a dedicated wire like at Home Depot and making my own would be like $1 a foot for wire, and I can get it for like in the form of 100-foot extension cord. I can get it for pennies per foot. I'll zoom in on the eagle again here. Much easier to see here when I'm further out towards the ocean because the tree is isolated, or I should say it's easier to see the silhouette. I can see that he's got the white head. And then there are a lot of birds and people out here right now. Saw skimmers earlier. A skimmer bird flies right across the top of the water, close enough that his beak is picking up water and sometimes little fish, maybe more. I don't know. I can say I've not seen a skimmer with a fish in its mouth. It's normally just in the water, gliding along. So that's obviously where the sun is right now, behind the clouds there, in the clouds. I have a video of the clouds, or the sun in the clouds, out here at the point. I shot it right over there. You can see it if you like. It's just a little more than 2 minutes and 23 seconds long, to be specific. And it's spectacular. I shot it with the P900. I had two P900s and an iPhone, and I recorded it. It's unedited. I just shortened it, but it's all natural. It's all real. So there is very uncomfortable truth in my library as well, and it's decentralized. I don't have a dead man switch. There's not going to be a massive amount of information intentionally released upon my demise. I would just say I'm putting it all out there now, and if they want to do something to silence me a little bit more, if they want to be more aggressive with silencing, then it would just validate what I've been doing. At least that's my take on it. I've been horse riding on the beach there before. It was beautiful to do that with a friend in a group. So water seeks level, and like I said earlier, it's going to come up for another, now about 4 hours and 20 minutes or so, and then it'll turn around and go right back out. Zoom right back in on the eagle there. I was hoping he would go flying. There we go. That's all the zoom I've got with the iPhone 11 Pro Max. There we go. Job 37 says that the sun is in the clouds. You can check it out if you like. That's really unpopular for people that are globing it, coming up with stuff like their so-called final experiment. Just to give you an idea of, I know I'm right that the earth isn't moving. That's what the Bible says too, rock solid. Any sophisticated robotic welding machines, milling machines, lathes are set up on the level. And if we were spinning in that direction 1,000 miles an hour, we'd all go flying off. Stuff would go flying out, toilet water, all that. It doesn't work that way. So there are people that believe lies. I've told them, some of them family members, I've had some of them say, you will never change my mind. I'm like, sorry about that. That's out of my wheelhouse. I'm not here to change people's minds. What I'm here to do is to expose the truth, and that's whether people like it or not. And I've sent this decentralized research library to the power structure of the world. Power companies, electricity, petrochemical, intelligence agencies, the Illuminati. They've even offered to give me a lot of money in real estate and all of that. I'm not having any of it. What will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? I grew up seeing that on a silo in Wisconsin. Large Gothic print. And I thought, wow, as a teenager doing the sex, drugs, rock and roll, if that's true, I'm going to have to make some changes. Well, and it took a while because I was unknowingly unregenerate and doing Jesus stuff. I came to believe he was real and the Bible was true in '82, and it wasn't until 2014 that I was born of the Spirit. I bring that up because in that time I had done full-time ministry. We're homeschooling our sons and led character development classes at a mega church I helped build. The two organizations I'm speaking of are Rawhide Boys Ranch in New London, Wisconsin. Now it's called Rawhide Youth Services, I believe, and Christ the Rock Community Church in Appleton, Wisconsin. Already met some fascinating people out here today. I'm going to just pan on around, zoomed in, and show you the families, people walking their dogs, reflecting on their reality. And let's see. Bunches of them. Like I said, at least one wedding dress. I've seen weddings out here. And some of what I've done too, I don't know why it's not focusing real good. Not happy with that. Might be the breeze and the humidity. There we go. That's better. See, the whole time that I've done this live stream, the eagle is just sitting there. So the one day that like I said, I zoomed in on him, and within seconds he flew away. On my Facebook, it's one of my selected photos. You can see him. And I've got a photo library with thousands of photos. People, pelicans, and planes flying through buildings on 9/11 of 2001. That's not possible. So we're looking at deep fakery that was even going on in 2001. For the individual that just popped on, that's an eagle in the tree there. We had sunrise a little bit ago, and there we go. What a beautiful day. So if you think I missed something or got it wrong, you could give me a holler. You could send me a link. Let me bring this on up here. There you go. I've linked it with my name and phone number. If you've got concerns about my credibility, you can do a database search on my name and phone number. Here he goes. Alrighty, so I'm going to say thank you so much for your public and private encouragement. This is Robert Foertsch exposing all the truth I'm finding out about, and with the help of friends and family all over the world. It's a collaborative effort to show this very important information. What would you do differently if you knew that something you were doing was harmful to you and or your family? So I understand that this system of control is very powerful and intimidating, yet we still have choices that we can make. What complicates that is artificial intelligence has linked much of humanity with quantum supercomputers through the mesh network of Wi-Fi, cellular, satellite, Starlink, all of that. I'm just connected intimately with the Holy Spirit. He lives in and through me, and all of his children that are actually born again now. And then one day there will be others that will join this battle. This is a war, an epic battle between good and evil, and quite often things are not as they appear. Sometimes they are. It works like that. So I'm going to keep this under an hour, well under an hour, so I can upload it to other platforms. You may find the content interesting, and so there you go. Thank you so much for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to reach out anytime.